Vibrations community. This is Simon, and today's video we're going to be looking at Mars direct, and we're going to be processing what this means for us individually and collectively. And of course, as you know, if you've watched the Jupiter and Pluto conjunction video, this is a continuation of a set series of content that we've created to help and support us along the road to the 2020 great conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, and the ability to feel and anchor into the self, your individual truth, and to be able to live and embody that truth from the point of view of what that means for you individually, right? And so this is a really great opportunity for us to recognize that there's some stage fright that we could be experiencing, and especially with Mars in this position that it is in Aries, and how we're invited to take all of the dress rehearsal, all of the material that we've been doing since 2020, the beginning of this year, and begin embodying and anchoring and creating an emotional pattern of evolution associated with these energies for 2020. So this is the final act, right? And in a sense, I could be the person that's standing to the crowd and saying, everybody, this is your time to shine. This is your time to really live and become deeply embedded in your truth. And like I said, some stage fright, because can I do it? Can I not do it? You know, am I going to be, this is the time to take all of your healing and now put it into your body and say, here's my final act, right? Because when we reach the great conjunction, the energy moves into the actualization process, right? So we really want to be able to take advantage of this energy. As I say that, I also want to be very mindful that I'm not pressuring you to have to get it right. There is no right or wrong with this process. This is just how things are unfolding and the potential to be able to take advantage of these transits. All right. Okay. So Mars direct. There's a couple of things that I wrote down on my notes over here. I'm going to encourage you to watch a lot of content. You don't have to, of course, but it is something that can definitely help you see your progress. So in the beginning of the Mars retrograde phase, I did a video, and I'll post that in the description. That video talked about this rite of passage, this initiation into adulthood. And in a sense, it was almost as if it was the final exam, not necessarily in the same tone as this is the show that you're now performing on to be able to embody your knowledge. But this was the final exam that you would go through, where you would begin to apply the knowledge of all of your healing that you've been doing since in the beginning of this year, and be able to really come into the core alignment of your truth. All right. So when I say coming into the core alignment of your truth, what I mean is that all of us has a frequency within us that when emanates, it feels like the spirit is in you. And that can look to like anything to any person, right? So there's no kind of like specificness, whatever that means for you, okay? And so this Mars energy has led us in this initiation process. So we went into the cave. We had to go and figure out a lot of stuff. We had to go and expose to a lot of things. I'm sure every one of you can remember the events that took place when Pluto went direct, when Jupiter went direct. Just in the beginning of October, right? And so this is the phase where you're coming out of the cave. In the heroine's journey and the hero's journey, you're coming out of the cave, and there's a bridge that you have to cross. And that was the reference to the previous video. And in the beginning of the year, when I said Jupiter was going to enter Capricorn, I used images of bridges, because what I was referencing was that the path of maturation that leads to the ability to be able to individuate has to be a transformation in you. Okay, you have to have an emotional transformation in you, right? The surrendering of an old identity that's rooted in something that's disempowering, and the reclaiming of power through an arduous journey, right? The hero's journey. So we all went on this. So now that Mars is going to go direct, we are at that bridge, okay? And well, we're not actually at that bridge. We've crossed it. Over the last 3 days, we've had to cross that bridge. And I wrote it over here where I said that when we cross the bridge, what we are acknowledging is the experience of going from the old world to the new world. And the bridge is the acknowledgement of the transition from the old to the new, from the old world to the new world. So again, not a coincidence that Jupiter and Pluto make a conjunction. Again, go watch that video. So that when Mars goes direct, the process of crossing over the threshold and into the new world is now available. And we've all crossed it in some way, shape, or form. You've made that transition, okay? So this energy of Mars going direct is the propulsion to either you going over the bridge or you've gone over the bridge and you've claimed your space, right? So something that I want to read to you that I encourage you to do, okay, is acknowledge something that you know that you've let go of and what you want to move forward with, okay? So what you want to do is you want to acknowledge what you want to let go of or have let go of, okay? And what it is that is going to be moving forward for you. So what does the new self look like that moves you forward? And how do you become attached to that identity and be more empowered in that? How do you osmose with that? And the bridge is that choice that you make. And so you can say to yourself, I no longer, and then fill the blank with whatever it is that you will no longer allow into your life as something that is part of the old, and say, and I commit to, and then fill the blank with what it is that you want to commit to, okay? This is my Mars direct encouragement to you all. So the recognition of the bridge, the recognition of the hero and hero's journey, and for you to now step into a deep state of empowerment where you acknowledge something that you let go of and you commit to something that you want to move forward with, okay? All right, so let's go have a look at the chart of this Mars direct. So very, 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 very similar to, with many varies there, by the way, just so you know, just in case there wasn't enough varies, I'll just add one more. Okay, so as you can see, Jupiter Pluto is moving direct already, and on the the program I use, Solify, pardon me, it says that it's stationed direct, right? But Mars essentially is moving direct. And it's interesting because Mars is at 15 degrees and Venus is at 20. So we've been experiencing a lot of tension at the moment between the patterns of the past and what the values that are represented in the patterns of the past, and this internal dialogue / recognition of a new pattern that you want to initiate into your life, okay? And again, Mars is just 5 or 10 degrees away from the Chiron. So there's something really powerful about that Chiron in terms of this conversation today, or at least what it is representing to us, okay? So what does it really represent? What is it saying? Well, there's a couple of things from my point of view. What I see very clearly is that a lot of us are really, really at this precipice within our lives in which we know that there's something meaningful and real and important that we want to invest our time and energy into, okay? And as we have reached that precipice or that stage of crossing the threshold, as it were, this Mars direct touches and skirts the Chiron retrograde energy. And what Chiron retrograde is telling us is we're here to heal from belief systems and internalized patterns of perceptions that have restricted our sense of agency, to take charge of something in our lives, to be autonomous, to grab something that you want in a way that brings you, that is the meaning from inside, okay? To take hold of it and to feel like you are able to trust yourself at a very deep level emotionally, to believe and know that this is the thing that really matters to you, okay? It matters to you in terms of the exploration of yourself, not in the sense of being seen in a magical way from a popular perspective. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the discovery of yourself. and what it means to explore your own inner reality. And what's your journey about, right? Chiron in Aries, who are you, right? Who are you in this new world? Who are you in this new paradigm? Who are you in this new place in which the landscape has been cleared and this reset for yourself has materialized? You know, what can you innovate? Where do you see opportunity to grow? So Mars sitting on this placement over here on this Chiron invites us to allow this new opportunity to take hold of your life, and with agency and with action. And as Jocko Willink talks about, you know, full responsibility, like own your life, right? See all of the opportunities as more deeper invitations to take the thing that really matters to you, and break away from feelings of, can I really do it? What happens if I fail? Will I be humiliated? Oh, there's a restriction there, or I can't do that. To no matter what it is, I'm going to be that. I'm going to be that, right? This is an invitation to move into and live and action that sense of self. But this Mars energy, even though it's very movement forward orientated, like, oh, let's go, I don't actually think it's like that in this energy. To me, it's not about that. To me, it's about a very clear ability to know the right direction, and to, in very practical ways, allow yourself to move in that direction as the direction teaches you. So this is not gung-ho that would be classically associated with Mars energy. It's more about a really, really strong shift in perspective. So I no longer okay, and I commit to, this is the Sun in Scorpio here, Mercury in Scorpio, and I commit to. That's the ability to identify the past and then to commit to the new is that Mars energy, that shift in perspective. This is about awareness that just permeates through your being. And this Mars energy gives us the opportunity to drop into that space and allow yourself to experience what it shows you. So dropping into the unknown, dropping into the period of experiences that might not seem very clear, and the map of reality is not there, but you know in every part of your cell, this is the direction. It aligns with your core values. It aligns with a sense of meaning for you. And then you move in that direction every single day. You put one foot in front of the other, and you make a conscious choice to act according to what is in your core, right? Your core being. And for a lot of us, including me, that can be a very difficult question to have, because, you know, if you've been somebody that's experienced narcissistic trauma or abuse, or, you know, struggled with codependency your life, you know, these types of more psychological and mental traumas, your core self might not even be there. So this is also an invitation to be able to recognize that any healing that you've been doing is to give yourself the space to edge closer to reconnecting with that core self and to discover what that means for us. And I think from a collective level, this is something that we all have an opportunity to be able to move. And this could mean a radical change in direction. And if it is like that, take that path. Okay? In human design, the Mars energy is in gate 51, and that is in, this is the ego center. And so we're looking at this process of, you know, being shocked into something. So this is spiritual transformation here. Crossing the bridge, stepping over the threshold, and allowing yourself to, like I said, acknowledge the thing you let go of and commit to the thing that you want and move in that direction. Allow yourself to sense and embody and integrate that direction and move in that direction when Mars goes direct. This is an invitation. Right? But as Mars, of course, it's in Aries, it's going to move like this. It's going to square Pluto. It's going to square Jupiter. It's going to square Saturn. So what's going to happen here, and this is the kind of information that I think will be very important, is while this new perceptual change takes place, you're going to go back into the old world, right? But you are changed. And you have to allow yourself the time to innovate and change and adjust so that this new sense of self, right, ripples into a reality. But it needs to be practical. It needs to be something where you're being conscious of the fact that you are coming into the world, the ordinary world again, but from a changed place. So it's a slow process. Saturn and Mars don't want you to run ahead and do things. This is about spiritual transformation of the self. And then it's about a progressive action towards something that reflects and responds to this sense of self that is wanting to be expressed. Okay? So this goes beautifully in touch with the Jupiter direct or Jupiter conjunct Pluto video, which is the first one in this playlist. And if you are watching this video for the first time, I highly encourage you to go watch the Jupiter Pluto conjunction video. Okay. And what I wanted to share with everybody today is also something really, really interesting. So in the last couple of weeks, myself and Jen have been working on the Learn Your Chart platform. Okay, we're really excited about this. And it'll be released in the middle of December. So we had a program that we had from, I think, 2016, which was called Learn Your Chart. And it was an innovative way of being able for you to learn about your chart. And I'd created videos and all of the placements of the like Mars in the third house. If you had Mars in the third house, you would have a playlist of 24 videos. You would watch those videos, and then you would have a reading with me, and we would synthesize it. Well, what we've gone and created now, and this is completely in alignment with Saturn and Jupiter's entrance into Aquarius and the path to individuation and the ability to explore your inner landscape and to know yourself, right? Learn Your Chart 2 is, or Learn Your Chart platform, we are creating an entire library of all of the different ways and different reflections of the planets. So starting from the sun all the way to Pluto and including the ascendant and Chiron, we're doing audios for every single placement. Chiron in the first house, Chiron in the second house, Chiron in the third house. And this is going to be a platform that we're going to put on Raising Vibrations, that if you want to learn your own chart, you come into the platform and you look at the different planets that you've got, and you buy the audios, right? And these audios are, I think they're about like 8 minutes long, 10 minutes long, depending on which placement it is. And you get to learn about your chart, and you get to keep these audios, for as long. And it's deeply intuned expressions of the different, the different placements that we can have. So we're really excited about it. And that's the new direction. Well, not so much the new direction in the sense that it's completely new. We've done it before, but we've revamped it in a way that is beautifully aligned with this Mars energy, this new energy. And it's still in progress, right? We're still busy creating it and building it at the moment, but we'll be ready by the middle of December. So just wanted to share that with all of you over there. That's what is changing for us, and it's very exciting. And so yeah, all right. So don't forget to check out the playlist for the next video. The next one will be the new moon in Scorpio. And again, reminding you of Patreon if you want to participate in the dates that we've set up to support us in digesting furthermore along this road to the 21st of December, a great conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.